Okay, I'm going to do a quick little video on my Bard's build, and we're going to start off with my powers. I've got Flesh at Will and Phantasmal Concerto. Um, Basically, whenever I have any downtime that I'm not trying to heal or buff the party, if there's only one enemy, I'm going to use Flesh. If there's multiple enemies, I'm going to use Phantasmal Concerto. Alright, then we have Dancing Lights. Dancing Lights is part of the build I currently use. It has a magnitude 1000 with daze for 3 seconds and a damage mitigation of 5% for 6 seconds. Additionally, you can substitute out Dancing Lights with Flourish, which will give a boost to your next encounter that or song that you use by 50%. Um, Additionally, I use delayed play and baseline. Base Delayed play lets you store a song and then cast it again later without expending performance. Baseline. That allows you to restore performance the longer you hold it. However, you will be moving at an extremely reduced speed. The dailies I like to use are Inspiration. Inspiration I use for one of two things. Mainly, I use it during an artifact call on one of the top DPS, and to give them a lovely, lovely 25% increased damage during the artifact call to just magnify damage. The other thing I have is Curtain Call. With Curtain Call, you really do want to maximize it by getting off that Warding Carol so that it does have a damage mitigation effect applied. But also sometimes in certain scenarios, it's good just to pop so that DPS can get that 100 action points back. Um, and it does have a shield on it, but overall, it's fairly not the greatest. All right. Our main songs that we will be using is Blazing Flamenco. It will increase the magnitude of everything we do and everything everybody else does by 2%, as well as give everybody a 2% damage bonus. Then we have Rejuvenating Carol. This is basically our heal over time. I have slotted in, for me it is on my R2 button, I have Defender's Minute. It is a high magnitude heal at a high performance cost. Then I have Warding Carol. This is the cleanse mechanic for Bard. It has 80-foot range, and it removes an effect immediately and then continuously removes effects over the next 10 seconds. It is slotted into my L2. Then we have Sheltering Etude. This is the bread and butter of Bard healing. Grants yourself and all nearby party members within the effects of Sheltering Etude, restoring HP whenever their health falls below 50% upon expiration. So, and it lasts for a full minute. This is the song that I put into my delayed play. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Alright. But for class features, I like Sforenza. Whenever you play a song in combat, you get damage and healing. And depending on what I'm running, I'll either run Vamosala or Starstruck. Vamosala is really good in high movement fights. It can really help the tank get out of that cone attack on the first boss in Master Dragon. Not only that, it's really good for clearing dungeons faster. Starstruck. It's really good when you start running with a master level group and everybody's getting their crit strike up. So that way when the DPS are critting, they're getting heals. They got high crit strike from having their builds min-maxed, they get more heals. Feats. Alright. This one really doesn't matter, but the magnitude of arpeggio is increased. Honestly, I never use this thing, never have, never will. All this stuff has so much more range, so much more utility, that this just burns out your performance, and it's not worth it. Alright. Rhapsody at Farms. Increases damage bonus by 1%, reduces damage taken by 1% for every song you're affected by. In general, I only really do the main three. You can pop off the fourth one You can pop up fourth Sheltering Etude and then the fifth Aurora Fantasia. But again, Warding Carol is only going to last for 10 seconds, and Aurora Fantasia honestly just drains out your performance so fast, it's not worth it. So generally, you have the three songs running: Blaze Flamenco, Rejuvenating Carol, and Sheltering Etude. Vamp. Whenever you play a song that is not in whenever you play a song that's not in a slot, so you manually play it, you have a chance of activating your delayed play without it clearing. So what that will do is that it will give you an instant free cast that does not remove where you have to store the song again, and you just get to cast it for free. Alright, Desperate Finale. Whenever your performance gauge drops below 200, you restore 600% performance immediately. Just instant performance regen. And lastly, we have the Storyteller boon. Whenever you play a song that is not in a quick play slot, you gain the Storyteller boon to party members within 50 feet. Effect varies upon the roll, as stacking up to 3 times. So DPS will get 15% damage, tank will get 15% damage reduction, and you, the healer, are going to get 15% outgoing damage. So you want to keep casting songs that are not in quick play slots. Okay, that's why my common songs, 1, 2, 3, they're the main 3 I use. They're not quick play. All right, on to boons. Just gonna let you look over. This is the boon setup I use. I only have a whopping 73 boons. I'm sure some of you got plenty more. Obviously, fill in where needed. I mean, definitely some more hit points would be nice. Companion, I generally run Tutor, but I also have a lot of other good options. Portobello, Dritz, 3% damage. Flapjack, another 5% combat advantage companion. Then I've got Spine Devil, which will put a debuff on the enemy for more damage. Alright. Companion equipment, or enhancement, I generally run Dulled Senses. However, when it comes down to it, I am very experienced healer, and sometimes if I'm training a tank or something and they're struggling a little bit, I'll go ahead and especially if the group's got good damage, I'll go ahead and put Weapon Break on. Sometimes that crits, because Bard Healer, our weakest thing, is healing the tank, and if the tank's a little bit squishy, maybe they just need that boss's crit severity to be down so they don't get hit as hard. Alright, this is my current companion powers I'm using. Obviously Raptor, Divine Judgment, Hawk's Instinct, Baby Deep Crow, and Proud Pink Yeti. You can also have a Golden Bullet in here. You could also put a, the Alpha Compy right here. And really, just any comps that have Crit Strike, Crit Sav. Mounts. Eclipsed Ornament, and Mystic Power. Also nice to have, in case needed for group, we have Pack Tactics, Providence, which I still need to finish leveling up, and nope, I don't have a Runic Aura on here. But Runic Aura would also be nice to have. Insignia bonuses I'm using, One Mentor's Covenant. Honestly, it's really whatever you want. Healers aren't that critical. I am actually been thinking about putting in Defender's Retort into the Bailing build, just for whenever I receive damage. Not Defender's Retort, no. I've been thinking about putting Allies Resilience, that's right. Just to give the DPS some defense and deflect. I think it could be very helpful for certain people. Other than that, there really isn't too much. I mean, you could definitely go Trainer's Restoration, as we don't tend to use our daily all that much, and we can really get our daily full on trash, no problem, just by using Phantasmal Concerto. It will build up your dailies so quickly. Then for gear. This is the one piece that I most highly recommend for any bard healer. It is the enchanted Bragon Cloth. It is personally when you get all your stats right and you're able to use this, it's nice. The quicker the DPS kill things, the less time you spend healing. Here I was pretty much in Wild Space last, but I do tend to like to use the Starhide Cacaos, just a guaranteed 20% performance regeneration. Obviously, ADM, MDM weapons. Then we have these gloves from MDM. I do want to upgrade to MIC gloves. Just I am a cheap, stingy person and don't want to spend the AD on them. This is a very good helmet, stacking crit strike detector set. You can also, if you can get maybe with the new helmet from Master Layer, I'm looking at adding that into the build, and then maybe putting some neck and waist pieces in here to give me my crit strike back, or possibly even putting on like a Vistani set here to apply even more debuffs for the group to do more damage. Brilliant Band and Phlogiston Band of Dominance. Brilliant Band coming out of MIC. Phlogiston Band of Dominance coming out of MDM. Then I have both of the healing shirt sets onto my stats. Power will go up in a group with a Raptor, plus I use the other 5, so that'll bring up to 85, and then another 5% from a Watermelon Sorbet. Crit Strike seems a little low, but I gain 12% from my helmet. Outgoing healing seems really low, because obviously I'm not in a full group, so I'm not gaining these benefits right here. Enchantments. This is what I'm currently using. Honestly, why did that get switched right there? Oh, I know why, because I don't need the crit strike. Yeah. I definitely don't need the crit stab. That'll come from buffs. So, I just have an Amethyst so I can help DPS out. Um, Divine Aegis is pretty nice overall. Um, it does give people shields and lets people in the group have options with their gear, especially with how gear is being pushed. That DPS is capping their stats very easily. So if you can give them shields, they can actually run. Some of the DPS can actually run some items that just give them raw damage. But a very good other option, Celestial Lightning Flash, especially when you can attack multiple enemies, and it'll just stack up your crit strike really quickly. Which I'm going to go hit some training dummies. And you can see how quickly the daily builds just for hitting 3 enemies. Overloads, you can obviously switch this out for a Devil's Precision if your build is still working on other things. However, I don't need the crit strike, so I just run the Bulwark of Brimstone. Get myself a little more survivability, and White Dragon Glyph is always awesome, but I tend to also switch that out for wards based upon what is needed in the dungeon, especially if there's guild wards for them, like the Demon Ward. So that way when you heal your allies, they will gain the benefit of the ward for 10 seconds. Same with the Dragon Ward, same with Elemental Ward. Alrighty. Did I miss anything?